Modern cybersecurity breaches increasingly begin with identity compromise. Not malware. Not zero-day exploits. Not sophisticated nation-state tooling. Identity. Attackers now target credentials, privileged accounts, session tokens, cloud identities, and authentication workflows. Why? Because identity systems have become the operational control layer of modern enterprises. In today's cloud-driven environments, compromising identity often provides faster and more reliable access than attacking infrastructure directly. In this briefing, we'll examine why identity security has become the primary enterprise cybersecurity battleground. Most organizations now operate within highly interconnected identity ecosystems. Employees access SaaS platforms, cloud environments, collaboration systems, AI tools, developer platforms, and third-party applications through centralized identity providers and federated authentication systems. This creates operational efficiency. But it also creates concentration risk. A single compromised identity can provide attackers with broad access across the enterprise environment. Especially when privileged access is poorly controlled, MFA is inconsistently enforced, or identity governance lacks maturity. As organizations expand cloud adoption and remote access capabilities, identity becomes increasingly critical to operational resilience. Attackers understand this shift extremely well. Modern ransomware groups and advanced threat actors increasingly prioritize credential theft, session hijacking, MFA fatigue attacks, social engineering, and token compromise. Why? Because identity-based attacks are often cheaper, faster, harder to detect, and operationally effective. An attacker with valid credentials frequently appears indistinguishable from legitimate users. This allows malicious activity to bypass many traditional security controls. Organizations that focus heavily on perimeter security while neglecting identity governance often develop dangerous operational blind spots. Many enterprises still approach identity security too narrowly. They focus primarily on password policies, basic MFA deployment, or account provisioning. But mature identity security requires significantly broader governance. Organizations must understand who has access, why they have access, how privilege is managed, where identities exist, and how identity-related risk evolves over time. Poor identity governance often leads to privilege creep, dormant accounts, excessive administrative access, orphaned credentials, and weak third-party access controls. These weaknesses create ideal conditions for lateral movement and operational compromise. High-performing organizations now treat identity as a core resilience function. They prioritize least privilege access, continuous identity monitoring, privileged access management, conditional access policies, identity segmentation, and behavioral analytics. Most importantly, mature organizations assume identity compromise will eventually occur. Their focus shifts toward rapid detection, containment, session isolation, and operational recovery. Identity security is no longer simply an authentication issue. It is now a foundational enterprise risk management discipline. As enterprises become increasingly cloud-native and AI-driven, identity systems will continue becoming more central to operational security. The organizations that succeed over the next decade will not necessarily be the ones with the largest security stacks. They will be the ones with the strongest identity governance and operational visibility. Subscribe to Cyber Risk Review for weekly executive cybersecurity intelligence briefings focused on governance, resilience, AI risk, technical due diligence, and enterprise cyber strategy.